Welcome back. In our Sunrise Smart Start, as families prepare to gather for Christmas, health officials are warning Americans to stay cautious. The CDC says COVID-19 cases and hospitalizations are surging at an alarming rate, blaming the highly transmissible Omicron variant. We are joined now by Washington correspondent Anna Warnicki with more on this. Good morning, Anna. A lot of Americans having trouble accessing COVID tests right now. How is the White House responding?
Good morning. Well, President Biden announced on Tuesday that the administration is prepared to ship 500 million rapid tests to Americans directly starting in January and for free. The White House says that they will launch a website in the coming weeks where Americans can log on and request a test, and that those tests would be shipped to them directly to their homes.
Right, Anna, I appreciate that. Now, the White House says Pfizer will have 265,000 treatments available next month and 10 million by the summer. The FDA expected to approve Merck's antiviral pill this week. Well, the U.S. health regulators have authorized the first pill to fight against the coronavirus, a Pfizer drug that Americans will be able to take at home to head off the worst effects of the virus. That drug, Paxlovid, is a faster, cheaper way to treat early COVID infections. We are told initial supplies will be extremely limited. All of the previously authorized drugs against the disease require an IV or an injection. The pill is said to reduce hospitalizations and deaths among patients most likely to get severe symptoms by nearly 90%. The FDA authorized the drug for adults and children ages 12 and older with a positive COVID-19 test and early symptoms who face the highest risks of hospitalization. That includes older people and those with conditions like obesity and heart disease. The Biden administration has announced the student loan moratorium will be extended through May 1st. It was originally set to expire at the end of January. This has allowed millions of Americans to put off college debt payments during the pandemic. This applies to more than 36 million Americans who have student loans held by the federal government. In Richmond, Virginia, workers very carefully opened a 134-year-old time capsule found in the base of a recently removed statue of Robert E. Lee. The container, made of lead, held an 1875 almanac, 2 other books, and a silver coin. Well, it's time to check in with James again. A little bit of snow out there this morning.
Yeah, right. For some and not for others. We've been saying that zip code snow.
Yeah.
As if you're in Wayne County, you got all your snow last night, you're good. But if you're on the west side, you're dealing with a different story. We've got moderate to heavy snow in spots west of Rochester. You go up into Orleans County, that drive along 31. Not great this morning. So note that as you are heading out the door. If you're not going anywhere till 9 or 10 a.m., you're good. You should not have any problems, but you can enjoy the beauty that we have a couple inches on the ground. Next 24 hours, we warm up just barely to that freezing mark, and then we'll stay on the cooler side. We'll look at the extended forecast and have a check at the bus stop forecast. I think today, the last day of school for a lot of those kids before the break. Certainly that exciting feeling before the winter break coming up. Katrina.
All right, thanks, James. The snow is slowing some things down on the roads this morning. We've got an accident to tell you about on Mount Read Boulevard at Ridgeway Avenue in Rochester, another one on Monroe Avenue near Culver Road in the city. All that overnight snow causing some minor accidents, as we just mentioned. Also slowdowns on the roads. Monroe County currently under a winter weather advisory that is expected to last into the morning commute. Ericketta Cost is live with the latest on what you need to know as you head out the door. Good morning, Ericketta.
Good morning, Katrina. And James just said it. Any problems shouldn't linger past 9 a.m. or so, but take a look at East Ave right here. A very slushy, really, a lot more snowier. Earlier this morning seemed to have died down, and the snow is a very wet snow, so it's not necessarily sticking, but you're still going to want to make sure you're driving slow on these wet and slushy roads, giving room for plows if you see them in cars around you, and giving yourself extra time this morning to brush off some fluffy buildup of snow on a lot of cars we're seeing as well. We spoke to some residents out last night when all this was starting to build, and they say that they were shocked a little bit to see it outside their window and outside, but it's putting them in the holiday spirit.
You have to be very careful. The roads are really slippery, and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
because it's Christmas. I wish everyone to be safe and be careful because it's no joke, you know, because we all have to be safe. It's, you know, we all want to be with our families and, you know, just be careful out there.
Very important advice from him right there. And take a look at this bench, just a first-hand look at what you could be dealing with on your car this morning. Very light, easy to lightly brush off, very light and fluffy. There could be a light layer of ice underneath, so make sure you have time to warm up your car and your scraper is handy. And I can say also the snowflakes are falling. We are in Rochester, we were in Penfield earlier, but here it seems to be a little more snowflakes in the air, so maybe that will continue. And again, after 9 a.m. shouldn't be too bad. Katrina.
All right, Eriquetta, thanks so much. AAA says now is the time to check your tires for tire pressure and decent thread, both going to be very important as we head into these snowy winter months. Well, students in the Pittsburgh Central School District will not be heading to class today due to staffing shortages. The district telling parents to keep their kids home because they didn't have the staff to handle the last day of school before break. Officials highlighting shortages and sick calls in the transportation department. Pittsburgh students are set to return to class on Monday, January 3rd. Geneva police have identified a suspect in a school shooting threat at Geneva High School. According to investigators, the suspect is a juvenile and will not be publicly identified because of his or her age. The case will be handled by the Ontario County Family Court System. The Omicron variant has been detected in Monroe County. Officials with the Monroe County Department of Health suggest the strain may result in milder symptoms in those infected. County Executive Adam Bellows saying, quote, the highly transmissible Omicron variant of COVID-19 was detected in Monroe County by researchers at UR Medicine Labs Laboratory. Data from the U.S. Centers for Disease Control released on Monday showed that Omicron likely accounts for as many as 73% of all current COVID cases nationally. It was simply a matter of time before the Omicron variant arrived in Monroe County. Local leaders will be holding a news conference later today to discuss what the arrival of Omicron means for Monroe County. An updated vaccination policy has been announced for the Blue Cross Arena in Rochester. Officials say all guests ages 5 through 11 will now be required to provide proof of at least one dose of vaccination for entry into all events. This new rule not only applies to the Blue Cross Arena, but also Highmark Stadium and the KeyBank Center in Buffalo. This coming from the company that owns the arenas, Pagula Sports and Entertainment. In accordance with New York's mask mandate, guests will not be required to wear masks once they gain entry because it'll be filled with a completely vaccinated crowd. Republicans in the Monroe County Legislature releasing a statement criticizing Governor Hochul's decision to send $65 million to counties that have agreed to support the state's mask mandate. That money, some of which will be going to Monroe County, can be used by businesses for signage, enforcement, tools, and masks. GOP leaders saying, quote, we should be focused on helping those recover from trying times, supporting our local small businesses, and protecting our vulnerable populations, not tried and failed universal mandates of the past. Well, if you still need a COVID testing kit locally, it could take you some time to find one. At a testing location on Mount Hope Avenue in Rochester, PCR tests are in high demand, but results may not come in time for the holidays. Some people we spoke with say rapid at-home testing kits are also scarce at this time.
I called all over when we got the news yesterday, and I called all over. Everyone ran out the day before yesterday, so I was a day late, so it wasn't possible.
We know these tests are not as sensitive as PCR, and it's a test that should tell you if you have COVID at that time, but there's no test is 100% sensitive. That is going to be your less sensitive test.
Experts say vaccination is still the best defense against COVID-19, but for those under the age of 5 who can't be vaccinated yet, health officials say the best thing you can do is to be vaccinated yourself and only gather with those who have also gotten the shots. Well, here's what some folks might be talking about around the water cooler this morning. For the second straight year, the Buffalo Bills will have 2 players selected to the Pro Bowl. Left tackle Deion Dawkins and wide receiver Stephon Diggs were selected to the roster. Dawkins making his first Pro Bowl. Diggs will be making his second consecutive trip. 9 Bills were chosen as alternates, Josh Allen, Jordan Poyer, and Micah Hyde among them. Well, time to check back in with James. Definitely a snowy start, not unusual for Rochester, but it is kind of the first big snow we've seen this year.
Yeah, right. And if you weren't paying attention at all, maybe you might get a little bit surprised by this. And I've heard some people asking any potential school closings. No, not even close. We're on that 2 to 3 inch range, so we got to maybe add another 10 inches to get to be talking about that. But so for those kids that are maybe this is the last day before the holiday, it's going to be snowy. Certainly at the bus stop, boots, heavy jacket, gloves, mittens, hat. Yeah, we're doing all of it for you today. Tomorrow, we start to see that warm up that we've been advertising. Low 40s both for Christmas Eve and Christmas. That's going to melt a lot of the snow. Maybe, let's hope that it doesn't melt all the snow. Yeah. And a little bit can last through the holiday.
Yeah, everybody wants a white Christmas, but we're definitely going to have a wet Christmas.
Yeah, the rain will be coming down, and there will be some snow in spots.
All right, that's all the time we have for this morning. Thanks so much for watching News 8 at Sunrise. Our next update's coming up in 30 minutes. CBS Mornings is up next. Have a great day.
Follow News 8 wherever you are on RochesterFirst.com, Facebook, Twitter,